It is Katie and Carol from Create Your Future. Carol,
Hi,
today
everybody.
success story. So we're going to be going into such a cool success story. She had one of her clients get her SP to come knock on her door for Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. So I'm going to let Carol just kind of go into the story of it. It's amazing. And if you don't already know the lovely Carol, she is a therapist. You came from a marriage and family background, right? And you're actually working on your doctorate as well in psychology. Yeah?
Yes, I am.
Just the
Yes.
best approach ever. So, yeah, Carol, take it away. Share what.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie. So good to talk to you today. So this client, she came to us because she had this long-term relationship with her SB. It was very good, committed relationship. She was the one that actually ended it because she wasn't feeling happy about certain things. She didn't know about the law of attraction at the time. But then, then she regretted it. She wanted him back, but, somehow created the story that he's just not trusting her. He's not wanting to get back because he got hurt. But they still kind of, started talking again, and they talk all the time. She was able to manifest a contact, and she's very sure that this guy adores her. Like, that is no question whatsoever. She knows I just know that he loves me, but there's a trusting thing. So she was still holding the story that he was not trusting of her. So as we started, to do coaching, a lot of the stuff that we discussed was reacting and how she wanted him to spend Christmas with her, but he would say no because he's like, I just don't want to get hurt again. I don't want to get involved in this again because you hurt me last time. And she would just react to his responses like, that's fine. And she would just get mad at him and argue back. And then he would just kind of back away for a day or two and then kind of come back again. And they went into this back and forth cycle. So when we started coaching, of course, we focused on, the story that she was holding about him when it came to him trusting her. And, we did a lot of I am, of course, like self-concept. I am trusting. I have a good heart. I have best interest at heart. I know exactly what he wants, what he needs. But then also he trusts me. He loves me unconditionally. He wants this. He wants a commitment. And we worked on, him talking to her, in her mind, because again, we always say this is where he actually exists. This is the only place where he's real. So we kind of worked on her picturing him telling her, like, you know what, just look at me. Just look at me. I'm here for you. I'm here. Don't worry about it. I got this. I trust you again. And kind of, we did this thing where every time she felt like she was drifting away, he would just grab her face and just look at me. Don't look over there. Look this way. And kind of gave him the responsibility to be the one to redirect her in her mind. And she kind of felt like ease about that. And that really worked, and kind of simmering down a little bit of the anxiety every time she would get mad at him. But also we worked on physically reacting, because she would physically react. There's like the emotional reacting, but then there's like the physical reaction where you actually do the text and do the call and just argue back and things like that. So she's like, okay, so I have to bite my tongue, and I'm like, pretty much. You're gonna have to bite it. Just try it for a few days, see what happens. And she did. And we discussed what happened during that week, that she actually made the conscious decision to just stop the arguing and stopped physically reacting. And she said to me, it was magical, because all of a sudden there was like a lightness to the whole dynamic, in which I felt better for not reacting, even though it was hard for me to kind of get over it. But then he started coming more. And we discussed, well, this is he's you pushed out. So the moment that you do something different, you automatically assume a different response. So because you're assuming a different response, that's exactly what you're getting. You're getting a different response. So he's even telling her, like, there's something different about you. He's coming more towards her, because as before he was just guarded, but now he's more like coming towards her. So she asked him again, do you want to spend Christmas? And he's like, no. so so we had to work on that. No, remember that he wants this just as much as you do. This is important to him. He trusts you. And she did not take no for an answer. She had the internal conversation with him. Even as he's saying no, she's completely revising on spot, and she just maintained her mental diet, and she kept her cool. She felt that she was doing the right thing. Relationship is getting better. There's a lightness to it. He's coming more to her. And all of a sudden, Christmas Day, maybe a little bit afternoon, she just hears a knock on the door. She opens the door, and there he was. And she was like, "What are you doing here?" It's like, "Well, didn't you want me to spend Christmas with you?" So yes, they ended up spending Christmas together. It was beautiful. She said that they got along so great. They talked all night. It was amazing. He went home. She wanted him to stay, but he decided not to. And she just kept her cool. She's like, "Nope, I got this. He's here right now. I made this happen. I am the goddess of my reality. I am in control." She learned from how amazing it is not to react to these situations. So she used the momentum, of course, like, "Nope, I got this." And next thing you know, she's having her Christmas, morning, just relaxing at home, and he knocks on the door again. And he brings ingredients to cook dinner for her, So she's like, "What are you doing here again?" And he's like, "Well, didn't you want me to be here?" So they ended up spending Christmas Day together. And that's it. Like, he went back home. They're still talking, but the conversations are getting better. They're getting lighter. They're getting more loving. And now she feels like, okay, I got this. I can definitely, manifest that commitment again of him wanting us to get back together. He still tells her, "I love you." He still tells her, "You're the woman of my dreams." So he's still showing up as somebody that has to get over certain things, but she's working on that. And she feels him like he's letting his guard down, little by little. And she's working on that. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure within no time, we're going to have part 2 of this success story. So yes, that's it. It's amazing.
It is so amazing. And Erika, you said he brought sushi, right? Didn't
He
ingredients.
did. Yes, he did.
Love
He
that.
brought, yeah, he brought sushi for Christmas.
Which is so thoughtful. And there's so many, I love the story. There's so many cool things that you did in it. Like, I'm fangirling over it because it's like, especially getting him to take responsibility. I love
Yep.
how you mentioned that of visualizing your SP, like grabbing your head and just be like, "No, I'm here." Like,
I'm here.
remembering he's just the one inside. Like, that's the only one that you need to respond to. Like, that's so brilliant.
Yep. He only lives. Yep. He only lives in here. That's all I say. He only lives in here. Anything that you see outside of you is just an illusion. That this is where he exists. And that has helped me a lot on a personal level, in my relationship, where if I feel like I'm drifting away, I make him be the one to be like, "No, look at me, I'm here." And the person that's telling me, "Look at me, I'm here," it's a perfect version of him. So when I look at that other, it's, "No, that's not me anymore. Look at me, I'm here." So that has helped me so much. It's like, just go there in your head every time. Let him be the one to tell you that, "I'm here. I'm perfect. This is me. This is who you chose. This is the one. I'm here." So yeah, breakthrough.
And you create that without too. Like, still, I think in manifesting, it's so easy. Like, we are the only cause in our realities, in our little bubble. We're the only cause, but you still can create this amazing, perfect that yes takes the load off, right? He's there for you. He calls you back in. Like, I've just am seeing from your story and from your own life, it's like you're creating really like the ideal version that's just there for you in every single moment, and also can help with the reaction.
Exactly. Like,
Thing that you allowed the ability to stop reacting, because it's so important. And like you mentioned, there is like such a gift that of when you stop reacting, it's like a new power. You're like, wait, I'm really in control now, like all the time. Like, nothing can set you off anymore.
Exactly. And like we discussed, this is not about them having free will and automatically reacting to you not reacting. The reason what that came about is because the moment you stop reacting, you're already setting your mind that you're doing something different. So you expect a different reaction. So that's exactly what you get, a different reaction from them.
When we were talking earlier, you said you opened the door to something new, and I loved that. I was like, yes, you don't react, you really do. You open the door for like the new one to keep coming through.
Exactly. And that actually, I think that has helped me a lot in my personal life, because then you only have one thing to worry about. You get your feedback, you don't like it, and you affirm it away. But the moment you react, then you have to affirm, revise, and you have to get over the fact that you just reacted. It's like, it just feels like so much work. Like, just kind of take a step back. And it's okay. You can acknowledge that you don't like it. You can, mind you, disclaimer. If you're being disrespected and all that good stuff, it's okay to remove yourself from the situation. You don't have to take it. But, there's other situations that they're not necessarily the case, that you are able to just kind of like take a step back. It's okay. I got this. Just whatever they tell you, just revise it in your mind, have that inner conversation with them, tell them, as they're talking to you, like, you have no idea what you're talking about. I know you don't.
Yes, yeah. You get
Whatever works.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I do that. I mean, I have these conversations where I'm like, whatever. You want this more than I do. Whatever.
Well, I think yourself in your own head, it assumes, right, that you're already perfect and whole, because you are.
Yes.
And then you can create, your inner SP to just like love you as you are and respond to you in a way that suits you. Because
yes.
Like tiptoe around them or be who they want you to be. It's like, no, you're God of your reality. You're perfect and whole. Like, be yourself. Like, say what you want in your head. Like, obviously assume the positive, but then have them, respond to you with so unconditionally towards who you are. Like,
exactly. I mean, and one thing that I also do, that it just came to mind, because when you are focusing on this version of them, you're focusing on the version of them that you want to experience in your own reality. That's what everyone is you pushed out essentially means. You're automatically helping them become a better person, a better version of themselves. And in my personal life, in my relationship, and it's funny, I guess, at some point there's a lightness to it, but sometimes I step back and I look at my person, and I look at this amazing man that I have manifested, that I have created, and I'm like, I am so good. And right. And then just the other day, I found myself just kind of staring at him, and he's, of course, he's me pushed out. I manifested this amazing person, and to me, of course, he's a beautiful person. And I'm looking at him and I'm like, oh, you're welcome. I did that. You are so welcome, because I am the one that, created this version of this amazing person that I am experiencing. But essentially, I'm the one that's helping them become a better version of themselves. So you are welcome.
Oh my God. It's totally that's in your SP is when you look at everything you want from them, you're making them the raddest person. Like every single time, you're making them like really like you should be strong, secure, and confident, and loving, and there for you, and able to like grab you, be like, I'm right here. Like, it's doing so many amazing things.
Yes.
And what you just shared too, for anyone that hasn't created that in their SP yet, take on that mentality that Carol just showed of like, you're welcome. Like, this is the greatest gift. Because that's such a good, self-concept of like, I am amazing at creating this.
You take ownership of it. I did this, I did this. And I know that, just thinking about this the other day, and wait a minute, this is, to me, it puts me up in that place where I'm the one that has the power. I'm the one that created this. I'm the one that's experiencing this amazing, beautiful human being, and he's enjoying life being himself. But I am the one that created that, to experience that. So that just, you take ownership of it. It's yours. You did this. You be proud of yourself. You pat yourself on the back for that.
Yeah. And if he is not doing that yet, just continue on, right, with the mental diet. Continue on with not reacting. Continue on with the inner one. And you can be proud of that inner one too, because that one is going to get pushed out.
Exactly. Oh, I love that.
Like he's coming. He's coming. He's right there. It still matters anyway.
Yeah. I mean, the possibility already exists the moment you think about it. So it's just a matter of focusing on it, right? So I always say the moment the thought comes into your mind, the possibility already exists. It has existed the entire time. You just now became aware of it. And I always say the job has been done for you. Your only job is to focus on it so that you can bring it into your 3D.
Yep. That's it.
Yay.
Certainty, that's certainty. I mean, this is such an amazing story. Like, you are amazing.
Thank you. So are you.
I can do
I'm
this.
so excited that I got to this. I was dying to meet you. So
We both manifested it. We're both
yes,
manifestation right now.
I know. This is everybody's watching a manifestation right here. We both manifested this.
Yeah, and so thank you for sharing everything, for doing what you're doing. And obviously, if you're watching this, like, Carol is open for coaching. Check out the links below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share your success stories down here. I guarantee if you watch this video and apply everything she shared, like, you will have success. So, like, spread the love.
Thank you for having me, Katie. Bye.